You are listening to the TBWZ Power. That was a horrible start. All right. So I don't edit anything out of this podcast, by the way, or this video that you're watching right now, the Power Hour. I don't know where you're listening to it. The only place it is on YouTube, so I don't know how you're listening to a podcast. But I don't edit anything out of it. So I'll try that again. You are listening to Take Back with Zac, where we cover the hottest topics in the sporting world, including deep dives into the greatest teams to ever exist, the Lakers, the Chargers, and the Anaheim Angels. What? Huh?
Rest in peace, my granny, she got hit by a bazooka. It's money turning me on.
Hey, JD Walker with the sub at the 1 month. Come on now, bro. Yay. Andres is in here as well. JD with the sub. You are the absolute man, dude. What an animal you are. Thank you so much, JD, for joining the show, for being a part of this thing. The TBWZ universe, and of course for subbing. It helps me out, helps me grow, it helps me show. We're growers, we're showers. We do everything in betweeners. Veenies, weenies, everything in betweenies. What up? This is the slowest, worst start to the Power Hour of all time. If you're still watching, shout out to you. I absolutely love you. This show is available everywhere that you get your podcast. The video is available on YouTube. That's a lie right now because I haven't even set up the Spotify or the podcast. Apple, whatever. If anybody wants to help me with any of that, you're awesome. You rule. The Lord will give you plenty of blessings. I will pay you money one day. This is the first hour of a 4-hour live show on Twitch and YouTube, so if you like this, you're going to love the full live show. Tune in Monday and Wednesday from 2 to 6 p.m. and Friday from 1 to 5 p.m. Side note for us, the Veenies, the weenies, everything in betweenies, we have no show on Friday because Dr. Brett is getting married. Dr. Brett is getting married on Friday. Woohoo, celebration. Shout out to Dr. Brett. I'm in his wedding, and so I'll be one of his groomsmen in the wedding, along with Bullet Slinger and Hammer Dong are also going to be in the wedding as well. So if you see those guys, say happy marriage, Dr. Brett. But we will not be going live on Friday. We will, however, starting next week, be going live after every single NBA postseason game in the TBWZ NBA postseason post-game show. Too many posts, too many B's, too many A's. We're also watching the Cubs and the Rays. The Rays are in their home opener right now after their field got absolutely destroyed by Hurricane something. Maybe XD, if you're in here, you can remind us what hurricane destroyed their stadium, their roof last year. But Shane McClanahan is on the bump going up against Jameson Taillon in what might be one of the most mid-pitching matchups I've ever seen in my life. Rays are up 4-2 on the Cubs. Dansby Swanson is at bat. On today's show, we're going to be covering the Lakers season officially being over. I'm out. I'm done. Or am I? I'm delusional. I have gone back and forth on absolutely everything, whether it's like, hey, I believe Luka's going to come back early, or what happens if Luka comes back late? What happens if LeBron takes a huge step forward, which he did last night and we still lost? What happens if Marcus Smart gets back? Do we really need Austin Reeves? I'm also ready to trade Austin Reeves. Breaking news. I'm ready to trade Austin Reeves. Austin Reeves straight up for Asar Thompson to the Pistons. Who says no? The Pistons need another scorer outside of Cade. It's not going to be Tobias Harris. Also, the whole Dennis Jenkins thing that I'm seeing all over the internet. Hey, that's really fun. Please run with that. Once he gets exposed in the postseason, they're like, we need another scorer. Hey, I got one for you. How about we do this? We need like a versatile perimeter defender who can put up a bucket every once in a while, but mainly be there to defend and rebound. Because we have Luka. We'll give you Austin Reeves. We'll take Asar Thompson off your hands. FaZe God says no. The Pistons should have drafted. Bro, I'm confused. Did the Dallas medical team mess up with Reeves? Dallas. Dennis Jenkins, Linsanity run. It's happening. Oreo the cat. I had no idea we were going to be getting a Dennis Jenkins Linsanity run to end the season, but here we are. We are going to be going over the final week of the NBA regular season, what to watch out for, what to think about, what to watch with your balls and your eyes and your guts. We're going to be talking about the MLB Week 2, what do I call it? Notes and Clubhouse Leaders for MLB. I'm doing this every Monday. We're doing MLB Mondays on this show. Come on now. Nope. No. Nah. There we go. MLB Clubhouse Mondays, we'll be going over the leaders in the clubhouse. A recap of the Final Four and March Madness in general. Hey, if you love college basketball, I absolutely love you, but March Madness stunk out loud this whole tournament. It was horrible. It was an awful tournament. I watched every single game. There was one game. There were two games. The Santa Clara, Kentucky game, I was like, this is awesome. I love March. And then, of course, the UConn and Duke game. I was like, March. Yeah, March. Oh, yeah, basketball. Basketball is my favorite sport. And I can dribble up and down the court. I'm like Mike. Two games made me go like Mike. And the rest of them kind of stunk out loud. So we'll be talking about some of that. Also, talking about the Natty tonight. Shout out to UConn and Michigan playing in the national championship game. Some NFL news and much, much, much more. But first, we start this show the same way every single day. This show starts with the verse of the day. Today's verse is from 1 John chapter 3. 1 John is an awesome, small little book of the Bible. If you're looking to just really get filled with the Holy Spirit, this is the one. Pause. Verse 16, we know what real love is because Jesus gave up his life for us on the cross. So we also ought to give up our lives for our brothers and sisters. If someone has enough money to live well and sees a brother or sister in need but shows no compassion, how can God's love be in that person? This is like, obviously, we make mistakes, right? And maybe I have $100 in my pocket and there's a homeless guy that needs $1 and I just kind of walk past him like, nah, right, I'm not sitting here like, oh, wow, I am not filled with the love of the Lord. But a random person who doesn't know who you are and has no idea who your heart is or what your heart is, all they can see is what you do on the outside. All they see, they don't know your internal, they don't know what's going on in your life or your past. All they see is what you do. So please, act in love. Dear children, let us not merely say that we love each other. Let us show the truth by our actions. I tell you guys every single day I love you. How do I do it with my actions? Going live at 2 p.m. Monday, Wednesday, and Friday. Our actions will show that we belong to the truth, so we will be confident when we stand before God. Even if we feel guilty, God is greater than our feelings, and he knows everything. Shout out to everybody who celebrated Easter Sunday, and for those who didn't, I still love you. Go next year. Easter rocks. Yeah. We also have the movie of the day. I can never find the drum roll. I literally can never find the drum roll. I need to change the picture to a drum. There it is. Oh, the movie of the day is We Are Marshall. I Am Marshall. I don't know why I chose this movie. I just have a bunch of movies in a drawer and I just picked one out. And I saw Matthew McConaughey. I'm like, yeah, I'm down for Matthew McConaughey. Has he been, this is from 2006. Matthew McConaughey has been pretty much like a hot man for the past 20 years. The crazy part about Matthew McConaughey is he did True Detective, which is his best work ever. And then he also did Dallas Buyers Club in the same kind of year, I'm pretty sure. He maxed out that year. 2012 was the year of Matthew McConaughey. And since then, he's just like talked a little bit slower. All he's done since then is just talk slower and say more like profoundly ridiculous things out loud and look deeper and sing sweeter and like drink more whiskey and go to more football games. And we're like, dude, that guy is sick. Oh, really? Because he talks slow? Football is a game that knocks you down, then expects you to get back up. Life hit the West Virginia town of Huntington and its Marshall University even harder. When it did, Jack Lingle came by to help pull them onto their feet by taking the job no one wanted. Rebuilding the Marshall football program only months after a plane crash wiped out Marshall's beloved thundering herd. Matthew McConaughey portrays Langle, the energetic, compassionate coach of inexperienced players whose chances of victory are slim and none. They'll go with the slim. And as they'll go with the slim. Their true life story of heart healing football will thrill and inspire you. It's game day. Time to play till the whistle blows. Guys, do you play till the whistle blows? Do you guys play till the whistle blows? Because I do. Do you guys play till the whistle blows? Because I like to play till the whistle blows. This is the TBWZ Power Hour. Tony Casillas is joining us in about 32 minutes. We're going to be going live with him talking about his epic week. Last week he was not able to join us because of personal reasons. I'm gonna poke and prod. He was like, "Hey, I'm not able to join because of personal reasons." And so usually what I would do is like avoid that, right? And be like, "Hey, I don't want to ask about like your personal stuff. That's your thing. I'm just glad you're back." I'm gonna ask. No, I'm gonna ask. I'm gonna get real deep into it. I'm gonna be nosy. I'm gonna have a Cyrano de Bergerac nose for the news on this one. If you got that, you are awesome. All right, FaZe God is doing Grizzlies treats, Grizzlies trades in the chat as Audress Corona, my guy, reaches a 10-stream streak. What a beast! Grizzlies receive Austin Reeves. Lakers receive Taylor Hendricks and GG Jackson and a first-round pick. No. A 2026 first-round pick, so their pick this year via Memphis. What is that going to be, like the 8th pick maybe? No. Austin Reeves is a win-now type of guy. He's a guy for a win-now team. Memphis is not. No offense, love you. But for whatever reason, everyone hates the hotels in Memphis. I do have breaking news, not really. There's a guy that went and tested out the Westin in Memphis that all of the NBA players are complaining about. He did a video essay of him checking in and out of the hotel and his room and everything. We're doing some journalism on the show today, fellas. We're seeing what it's actually like at the Westin in Memphis. Jaw for Reeves. There we go. FaZe God, there it is. That's all we were waiting for. Anytime someone's like, "Hey, I have a trade involving Memphis and another team," and you're like, "All right, when does Jaw come to the picture?" And like, "What, Jaw? We're not gonna put." Yeah. So it's gonna be Jaw for Austin Reeves. We're gonna start today's show with the state of the Lakers. And I know you're like, "Hey, why are we talking so much about the Lakers?" Everyone is. The Lakers are the premier franchise in the NBA. Okay. So, first of all, get that one through your skull. Second of all, they're my team. I care about them. I cry about them sometimes. I cried in 2020 when they won in the bubble. They won in the bubble. It wasn't the bubble championship. The bubble championship was the year after when the Milwaukee Bucks played the Phoenix Suns in the finals. Hey, guys, that is not a true finals matchup. The Lakers were the best team in basketball going into the bubble, and they were the best team in basketball in the bubble. Does anybody remember how good Dame Lillard was in the bubble? And Jamal Murray. Remember when they were just trading 50-point games back and forth? That was awesome. But it's not awesome anymore. It's actually very, very sad because my team is done. The 1970s do count. Do count. Laker Nation got news this weekend that Austin Reeves would be sidelined the next 3 to 4 weeks with a grade 2 oblique tear. And Luka Doncic is going to be seeking treatment on his grade 2 hamstring tear. That is like a 3 to 4 week recovery time. Typo. Austin Reeves' recovery time is a little bit longer than Luka's. That's a 4 to 6 week recovery time on the oblique. Luka is hoping to make a 3 to 5 to 4 week recovery. However, from Shams today, Luka has traveled to Spain and is receiving injections right now into the hamstring that should hopefully aid his healing process and get him back closer to that 3-week range. The 3-week mark for the Lakers in the west of the playoff would essentially be like game 3 of the first round, right? If you went 3 weeks exactly from the day that it happened, it would be the third. He'd be like back and ready for the second game of the first round, depending on where we're seated, and ready to play the third game. So, FaZe God, you will be playing for the Lakers too. Thank you. Suit up, brother. Suit up. We need you in OKC on Tuesday. Jeez, you know? This is what I'm one of the hats off to the holy crap. Dang it. I forgot to switch out the break videos, guys. So you're going to be getting the same breaks as Friday. It's okay. There's a 5-minute timer on it. This is from Jesse Morse, MD, Dr. Jesse Morse on Twitter. I don't do a whole lot of fact checking. I don't believe in fact checking. All I saw was doctor. I saw the verified thing. I saw his profile looking like a doctor. And so I'm going to take everything this guy says as the absolute truth, okay? Luka Doncic, traveling to Europe to treat his grade 2 hamstring strain. So Germany and Switzerland traditionally lead the world in cutting-edge medical treatments, especially stem cells. He's likely getting a combination of MSCs. We know what those are. But in case you guys don't know, I'll look it up for you right now. What are MSCs? Masters of Science. Okay. So he's getting a combination of masters. Placental tissue, the placenta. Okay, that's weird. Exosomes, as well as other treatments not legal here in the United States. Remind me of what Kobe did many years ago. Like father, like son. They will be injected under ultrasound guidance directly into each area of weakness in his hamstring. That's what I do in my clinic. Additionally, he's probably using various modalities to speed up the healing process. This word, or TPE. Inaspheresis, or TPE. Wouldn't be surprised if they use peptides on him over there, as there is a specific type called nanopeptides from Switzerland. That I know the manufacturer of. Hey, douchebag alert. Wee-oo, you're dumb. That I know the manufacturer of. Of course, there are banned here in the United States, but if he gets them there and is able to get them cleared for his system before he returns, no issues, hence the TPE. When I alluded to throwing the kitchen sink at him the other day, this is essentially what I meant. I did a deep dive on different types of stem cells earlier today, not reading this. There's a very good chance that Luka will be back and ready to play in 3 to 4 weeks. Modern medicine is amazing. We're going to shoot for that 3-week mark. We're going to shoot for that 3-week mark. That would be game 3 of the first round of the playoffs. Okay. I would have been a lot more confident in this team to retain the 3 seed, which is kind of what they're battling for right now. When we look at the NBA playoffs, or when we look at the NBA standings right now, we're going to be going and doing like a deep dive into like where every team is sitting, but just looking at the West really quickly. The Lakers do currently have the 3 seed. They are only 9 games back on San Antonio for the 2 seed, so that is mathematically impossible. Also, because the Thunder keep winning and the Spurs lost to the Nuggets in epic fashion on Saturday, I think the OKC only needs to win 1 more game to lock up this 1 seed. So 1 and 2, call them locked in, okay? 3, 4, and 5. Dude, even 6. Throw Minnesota in there. I think Minnesota will stick at this 6 spot. But 3, 4, and 5, brother, we have no idea what's going on. I'd be a lot more confident in the Lakers. I can't click today. I'm horrible at clicking. I'd be a lot more confident in the Lakers retaining the 3 seed, right? With LeBron as our main option. Should we not have gotten pretty much walked by 19-year-old Cooper Flagg on the road last night in Dallas, okay? Cooper Flagg went off last night and destroyed LeBron in the Lakers, even though LeBron had I think it was he was responsible for 63 points of the Lakers' points. He was responsible for over half of what the Lakers did offensively. He played an unbelievable basketball game. It was not enough because this team overall, without Luka and AR, are pretty much worthless. I think it's 2 more because the Spurs own the tiebreaker. They have to win 2 more? All right. Well, they'll win tomorrow night against the Lakers, and then it's 1 more. I'm so sad. FaZe God, I know you hate the ads. I'm so sorry, brother. And you're probably in ad world right now, so you can't even hear this, so I'll do it in a little bit. But someone tell them I have the ads turned as low as possible. I'm sorry. The final 4 games for the Lakers are OKC, Golden State, Phoenix, and Utah. And honestly, at this point, because Utah plays the Lakers so well historically, I think the Lakers are going to lose all 4 of those games. The Lakers could essentially spiral to the 6th seed in the West while finishing the season on a 6-game losing streak. Man, brother, what a difference a day makes. What a difference a day makes. I think we'll finish with the 5 seed. I think Denver will get the 3. The Rockets will get the 4, although they do play in an epic game. Both those teams have some epic games this end of this week, so we'll see what happens there. Thanks, God. Love you, bro. I have the ads as low as possible on there. I literally put them at the minimum that I could possibly do, so try to mitigate that. But, man, waking up to see LeBron James as the number 1 scoring option on the Lakers at age 41, where his son is on the same team getting really valuable minutes in the postseason, that's going to be crazy. A 41-year-old LeBron James, the year is 2026, a 41-year-old LeBron James is the number 1 offensive, how do I put this? Is the number one scoring option on the postseason-bound Los Angeles Lakers, and his son, Bronny, is getting valuable minutes in his second year on the team. Seeing LeBron control a game from tip to buzzer, putting up 39 and 15 on a Mavericks team that hasn't won 5 games since the All-Star break and gave up 134 points to them, which they've now only done 4 times. All this, never mind. Yeah, it's over. Yeah, it's over. Yeah. The Mavericks are 5 and 19 since the All-Star break. Now 6 and 19. They've scored 134 or more points 4 times in this season. 4 times. 2 of those were to the Utah Jazz. One was to the Nuggets, and then the other one was last night to the Lakers. Big, major oof. I want 1 OKC, 2 San Antonio, 3 Denver, so OKC can avoid one of them. I think that's going to happen, JD. I think it's going to happen. I think we're going to end up getting that, but it does seem as if the Lake Show run is over. Now, if Luka comes back round 1, we're still missing Austin Reeves for probably the entire first round. So if we make the second round and we're at full strength, dare I say it? No. This season's over for the Lakers. I'm already moving on to next year. I'm already trading Austin Reeves. I'm already making moves for next year when we have all the cap space. LeBron signing the vet minimum. He's playing for another 5 years, okay? We heard it this way. You heard it that way. Coop is trying. Who is Coop? Cooper Flag? Yeah. The Mavericks are really bad. But, dude, the funniest thing in the world can happen. Obviously, last year the Mavericks traded Luka INjury and then got Cooper Flag with the number 1 overall pick because they won the lottery somehow with the number 1 overall pick. They have a 7.5% chance of winning the number 1 overall pick again this year and a 25% chance of picking in the top 5. Like, could you imagine if they get the number 1 pick again and get AJ DeBonsta? They have Cooper Flag and AJ DeBonsta on their team. The Mavs, they have a lot of things to fix. We haven't seen Kyrie Irving all year. Kyrie Irving is still a good basketball player. Dude, Kyrie Irving's a Hall of Fame basketball player. He's going to add something to that team. You add in a top 5 pick from this year's draft to that Mavs team, man, we could be looking at a battle in Dallas every single year between the Spurs and the Mavericks. Sorry, Rockets. A little too old. The Thunder game last night was fun. It was so loud in there for Easter Sunday game. JD went to the game. Shout out to you, JD. I'm glad you had a good time. That place is always so loud on TV. I bet it was crazy loud in person. If they do get it, yeah, Oreo's about to crash out. If the Mavs get a good pick in this year's draft, which they're going to, it's going to be crazy. I have a little take on Cooper Flag and Colin Knippel at the end of the show, but we'll get to that. Let's dive into the final week of the NBA as we see Tony Casillas in about 19 minutes. Let's just take a look at the Eastern Conference. We just did the Western Conference, so we're going to take a deep dive into the East. All of the teams, this is it. The top 10, these guys are making the playoffs or play-in. Everyone else is eliminated in the East. Okay? There's some drama going on with the Milwaukee Bucks right now and Giannis Antetokounmpo that is so funny. Can't get over it. It's so hilarious. They suck. Pistons and Celtics have clinched the 1 and 2 seeds, so that's pretty much done right there. The Pistons have that Z next to them, meaning they love Zach, but they've also clinched the division or the conference. Celtics, 3 games up on the Knicks. They need to win 1 more, and then they're going to be good and get that 2 seed. Detroit's played really good basketball, even without Cade Cunningham out there. Cade Cunningham is reportedly trying to come back this week. He's starting on-court workouts and stuff like that. So it seems like Cade is going to be back at some point in the regular season, but until then, brother, the team has been playing good basketball without him. Only a single game separates New York and Cleveland, as you can see, as they battle it out for this 3 seed, this ever-important 3 seed, which means home field advantage for the first 2 rounds of the playoffs. And honestly, usually I'd say I want to take the home field advantage. I'd love you guys to let me know what you think here too. If you get the 3 seed, you get home court round 2. But in the semis, you'd be lining up probably against Boston. In my head, wouldn't you rather have the 4 seed so you'd play the Pistons than get the 3 seed and play the Celtics? Would you rather have the 3 seed in the East and play the Celtics in the semifinals? Or would you rather have the 4 seed and play the Pistons in the semifinals? See you in a bit, Bryson. I'd personally rather play the Pistons. The Hawks had a great week and hold the 5th seed, but they have a really tough prove-it Final Four games against New York, Cleveland twice, and Miami. Are the Hawks going to maintain that 5 seed? I do not know, but they do have a 2-game lead on Philly, which is good, but they do play, like I said, the Cavs twice. They play New York, and then they play Miami. So expect them to lose a couple of games. The Raptors absolutely did choke, and now they're looking like a play-in team. They had that 5th seed pretty secure the entire season. Philly currently holds the 6th seed, but only 2 games separate them and the 10 seed Miami. We can see Philly slide all the way to the 10 seed this week, and we can see Miami jump all the way out of the play-in. There is a lot that still has to happen in the East, and it's all going to shake out. We have Orlando, Toronto, and Charlotte. They ran out the play-in teams fighting to get that 6th seed. Charlotte, brother, man, they're playing some good basketball. A couple of weeks ago, they've slid a little bit. Expect them to come out absolutely swinging. I'd rather play the Celtics if Cade comes back. Interesting, Oreo. Interesting. Are you doing that just because you don't want to face the Pistons' defense? You think you can beat the Celtics a little bit easier? Because the Pistons' defense is nice, obviously. But Cade being their only option is why I'd want to play them. As Ian Happ rounds first, he's going for second. He's going to be safe. That's a leadoff double in the top of the 6th for the Cubs, down 2-4 as new pitcher Seymour relieves Shane McClanahan in Tampa Bay. Let's move on to the West. We did it a little bit, but we'll just go back over it. I believe the Thunder only need, like we said, they need 2 wins or San Antonio to lose a game for them to clinch the 1 seed. With the Spurs being 3 games back, it's going to take quite a miracle for them to get that 1 spot. So I don't think it's going to happen unless the Thunder lose out and the Spurs win out. That's not going to happen, brother. The Lakers, Rockets, and Nuggets are all separated by just 1 game, so the 3, 4, 5 seed are still far from determined. This week is going to be, dude, I'm on standings watch all week. Huh? What is that? Huh? I'm on standing watch all week. Every single NBA game, I'm going to be locked in, figuring out who's getting what seed. Minnesota has a difficult week ahead, so I don't see them moving on from the 6th seed. Plus, Anthony Edwards, his health is still up in the air. Merrill Kelly drives a ball deep into the gap that's going to score Ian Happ pretty easily. Never mind. Ian Happ hangs up at 3rd. I'm an idiot. Hit the road, Zach. The play-in teams are pretty much set with Phoenix at 7, Golden State at the 10, 8 and 9. Only like no games separate them. The Clippers do have the tiebreak over Portland, so we'll see what happens here. Do you guys want to know my thoughts for the Western play-in? I think Portland beats Golden State, first of all. Okay? Golden State has Steph back. Who cares? Who gives a crap about Steph Curry being back for the Warriors? That team stinks out loud. That team actually sucks. But I need the Nuggets to lock in so bad. They have a tough stretch. You want the Nuggets to be that 3 seed because you don't want to play them second round. That's fear. That's just fear coming from an OKC fan. But I understand, JD. I'd be afraid of them too. I think Portland will beat Golden State here because Steph back, I don't care. He's the only player on that team. Pajemski sucks. Moses Moody sucks. GP sucks. Draymond Green sucks. Kristaps Porzingis sucks. The Golden State Warriors are horrible. They're a bad basketball team. And why would you have any hope as a Warriors fan to be like, well, if we miss the play-in, backtrack. Usually when a team's like this, the 10 seed bubble play-in team, I'm like, hey, man, maybe it might be nice to lose that play-in game so then you could maybe jump into the lottery. But if you're a Golden State fan, why on earth would I ever think that you getting in the lottery is going to be a good thing? Look at Golden State's lottery picks over the past career with Steph Curry there. James Wiseman, hey, guess what? That didn't work out. Jonathan Kuminga, traded him, and now he's balling out in Atlanta. The only one that you kept from your lottery picks was Moses Moody. And I don't even think that kid is very good. Matt Bush, sack fly, drives in Ian Happ, 3-4, Tampa Bay. I just want those matchups for a chance to go to the finals. I feel like we beat the Nuggets in the second round. OKC would be too hyped, but then have to play the Spurs. Huh. I don't know, JD. Here's my thing about the Thunder, and you're going to absolutely hate this, and I'll just spend 1 minute on this before we jump into the Final Four recap. They played 23 games in the playoffs last year. That is over a quarter of a season. They played, so right now, they had the least amount of rest of any team that's in the playoffs. They played the most playoff games of any team that's in the playoffs last year. They played a whole quarter extra of a season. Guys have been hurt a ton already for this OKC team. I don't see the injuries slowing down in the playoffs. I'm not sitting here saying, like, I think Shea's going to tear his ACL. I don't think that the injury problem that's happening in OKC, because that's what it is. It's not labeled as an injury problem in OKC because they're still winning basketball games and they're so deep, okay? That's why, paprika on all of this. The reason the OKC thing is not viewed as an injury problem is because they're so deep and they keep winning games. But Shea's missed a ton of games. J-Dub's missed a ton of games. Chet has missed games. You've had Isaiah Joe, Lou Dort, AJ Mitchell. All of these guys that contribute to your team on the Thunder have missed games because of how much they played last year and how much you're playing this year. Obviously, every team plays the same amount, but they had the 23 extra games in the postseason last year. If you think that the injury problem in OKC is going to just magically stop when the playoffs happen, hey, I don't know if you know how bodies work. When the playoffs start, they ramp up even more. And players opposite them are trying harder. And themselves are trying harder. So if they have all the injuries already happening in the regular season, why do you assume that injuries are not going to happen for OKC in the playoffs? I don't think OKC is going to come close to winning the finals. I don't think they're going to make the Western Conference Finals game. I don't know if OKC has the longevity or the legs or the stamina to make another run. I can obviously be so wrong on all fronts here. I just don't believe that OKC has the legs or the stamina to make an entire run. They've been injured all year, and I don't see that slowing down in the playoffs. The injuries are slowing down right now, though, so that is good. JD, yeah, I mean, I kind of just all said it, but I'm sorry, dude. I'm sorry. I'm so sorry, dude. I hate it. I hate that I even said that to you, but let's move on. The Final Four was this weekend, and the Final Four stunk so freaking bad. Holy crap, those games were so boring. The Natty is probably going to be so boring as well tonight. I'm sorry, guys, because I have Michigan winning by 20 plus. Michigan just dismantled everyone that they played in the entire tournament. They worked. What everyone considered to be the best team in the tournament was Arizona. At the beginning of it, all of the brackets, Arizona. Everyone was choosing Arizona. This is the best team I've ever seen. Dude, Michigan was up by 40 at one point, dude. They made Arizona look like a downright bad basketball team. Everyone who was on TikTok Live calling the show, I can't believe you have Michigan beating Arizona. Have you watched Arizona play? Yeah, I have, dude. I watched them play on Saturday. I watched them get worked from left to right the entire game. Back and forth. They were getting hit from the back, bro. That's so inappropriate. They looked horrible. Michigan's a team without a weakness. Everything they do is seemingly works for them, and everything they do on defense seems to just completely neutralize anything their opponent is doing. I can't see them coming close to losing to UConn. Watching what UConn did against Illinois on Saturday, I was thoroughly unimpressed with both of those teams. PV. It's funny, too, if it happens like tonight, and I'm just like so loud wrong, like directly right after. But I watched UConn and Illinois play, obviously, and those teams both stunk. They were horrible. I mean, I got to give some flowers to UConn. I had them losing to Illinois, but it seems like both of those teams were just actually bad basketball teams. There was a stretch in the game where there was like 4 minutes that went by. I think 1 point was scored. The funny thing was, UConn was up by like 14 or something early in the half, and like Illinois slowly caught up in the second half to make it like a 4-point game at one point. They went on a 10-0 run. Illinois went on a 10-0 run against UConn over like an 8.5 minute period. Oh my gosh. Can you imagine what the score will be like if UConn doesn't score for 8 minutes against Michigan? They're going to lose by 100. UConn stinks. Illinois stinks. Every team in the nation that I saw play basketball stinks, except for Michigan. Michigan is so much better than UConn. They're so much better than Arizona. They're so much better than Duke. They're so much better than Houston, than Illinois, than freaking Iowa, Iowa State, They are so dominant, dude, and there's no shot they're losing tonight. It's going to be a relatively mundane, boring end to what is a very boring, mundane, chalk-filled March Madness that did not provide much excitement at all. March wasn't very good this year. It sucks. Hey, I can be a realist. And I watched the entire thing. I watched every single game because I love ball and I loved watching it. And I would never, I won't take that back. I won't take that back. I wanted to be in that chair. I wanted to be watching those games. I had a great time doing so. But at the end of the day, it was hella boring. The game sucked. There was nothing very fun that happened. Is there an equivalent to the run rule in basketball? I don't even know what the run rule is. PV, explain. Lenderberg was Jalen Green's recruiting class. That's nuts, dude. Lenderberg's an old cat, dude. Yaxel. Even if he's hurt tonight. Hey, he was hurt in the game on Saturday. He barely played, and they absolutely dominated Arizona. Reed for UConn is going to have to be insanely physical. Yeah, I watched him play. He's not very good. You know who's the best player on UConn is Braylon Mullins. He's the only dude that's going to be good in the NBA. Let's jump into the MLB Week 2 storylines as we're going to see Tony Casillas in about 6 minutes. I should be able to wrap this up before then. The Yankees, Brewers, and Dodgers are all sitting at 7-2, and they seem to have not skipped a single beat after last year. The Yankees starting pitching is one of the biggest stories in baseball right now. They've been incredible. They've got a 4-man rotation right now because Garrett Cole and Carlos Rodon are still hurt, and they're still in the IL. They have a 4-man rotation right now. Opponents are averaging a 191 batting average against the Yankees starters and a 203 average overall. So their bullpen has been very good as well. They've combined for 49 strikeouts over the 9 games they've played. They've been pretty much unhittable. They have the best starting ERA, best starting opponent's average against, most Ks as a unit. Like, this starting pitching group is unbelievable. 2 out double from the Rays. 2 out double from the Rays. They have it in college baseball and softball. Oh, like a mercy rule? They need like a mercy rule. Yeah, the Yankees choked to the Marlins last night. They should be 8-1. Sandy Alcantara threw a complete game last week, and he's a starting pitcher for the Marlins. He was a Cy Young winner 2 years ago. Had Tommy John got hurt last year and played horrible. And then this year he's come back. He's played in 2 games. He threw a complete game last week, and he seems to be all the way back to his Cy Young form. He's on a Marlins team that is young and very, very promising. Watch out for the Marlins to trade all of their promising young assets in about a year or 2 at the deadline to the Yankees. The White Sox just swept the AL champion Blue Jays. I'll say it one more time. The Chicago White Sox this weekend just slept the American League champion Blue Jays. The Washington Nationals had a lead in every single game this weekend against the Dodgers and eventually got swept by the defending World Series champions, who now have 5 comeback wins on the season. Every single time I was like, dude, hey, the Nationals are up 5-2 in like the 7th inning, and they'd lose the game 11-5. The Dodgers have 5 comeback wins on the season. Over half of their wins have been come from behind. Brother. That team. Juan Soto and Mookie Betts might be heading to the IL along with Astros ace Hunter Brown. Speaking of the Astros, they lead the league in OPS, runs scored, and RBIs. They are second behind the Dodgers in home runs and slugging percentage. Yes, they just came off of a series with the Angels, so that can make some sense there. But the Astros are absolutely hitting the leather off of the baseball right now. In some Angels news, the Halos completed the series win against Seattle last night off some awesome pitching from Reed Detmers, Kokenowics, and Klassen on Sunday. Klassen was more of an opener. He pitched 2.2. The bullpen was solid throughout the game until we blew the lead in like the 5th inning. We tied the game back up, blew the lead again, tied it up, went 2 extra innings, lost the lead in extra innings, tied the game back up, had an awesome stand from Anderson out of the bullpen, and then eventually Nolan Shonewell with the game-winning sac fly. Angels won the series against the defending American League runner-up in Seattle, who's having a slow start to the season. But The big news, on Saturday, Joe Adell robbed 3 home runs in a single game. That has never happened. That will never happen again in your lifetime. One player robbed 3 home runs in a single game that the Angels won 1-0. If he just misses one of those, the Angels lose the game. It was unbelievable. Jose Soriano continues to not given up a run yet. He's pitching really, really well. Mike Trout might be missing some time after taking a nasty fastball to the hand, in which Brian Wu and the Mariners were pitching him up and in like a jerk. The Angels look quite mid, yes, but they do offer the slightest bit of fool's gold in the form of hope. Like Angels are the Halos and the Pirates are the Bucks. Yes, yes, yes. Why is baseball the only sport with team nicknames? My Chargers, what do we call them? They called them the Bolts. My Lakers were the Lake Show. My Angels were the Halos. All my teams got nicknamed, brother. MLB Clubhouse Leaders before we get to Tony Casillas. For pitching, the leader in strikeouts is Kevin Gossman of Toronto with 21. Dylan Cease, Jesus Luzardo, and Jacob Mizorowski all have 18 strikeouts in their 2 starts. Our ERA leaders, Sandy Alcantara, Edward Cabrera, Bryce Elder of Atlanta, pitching great. Cam Schlittler, Eduardo Rodriguez, rebound, brother. Jose Soriano, all those guys have started 2 times. They've not given up a single run. Ohtani also has not given up a run, but he's only had a single start. The leaders in opponents' batting average, Edward Cabrera of the Cubbies. Hitters are batting .059 batting average against Eduardo Cabrera. Kevin Gossman, .075, and Cam Schlittler, .079. Saves leader, it's David Bednar of the New York and Mason Miller of the Padres with 4 saves. And then Yohan Duran, Edwin Diaz, Trevor McGill, Emilio Pagan, Jordan Romano of the Angels, Paul Sewald, and Cade Smith all have 3 saves. Home run leader right now is Chase DeLautner and Shane Langoliers. Shea Langoliers, they both have 5 each. Yordan Alvarez, Drake Baldwin, O'Neal Cruz, Ian Happ, and Motakara Murakami all have 4. Dude, the Chicago White Sox have an absolute Japanese samurai on their team hitting home runs, long bombs away. The leader in OPS is Yordan Alvarez with 1.478, Ben Rice 1.38, and Willie Abreu with 1.30 OPS. Nasim Nunez from Washington leads the league in stolen bases with 5. Luis Angel Acuna, Carson Benj, Jazz Chisholm, David Hamilton, Nico Horner, Jake McCarthy, and Bobby Witt all have 4. And the leader in strikeouts, the worst thing that we could have, a guy striking out. Cal Raleigh has 20 strikeouts so far. Ian Happ has 18. What the heck? And Jorge Soler has 18 as well as our guy, Matt Wallner. Those are the leaders in Ks. Bro, you see that people got offended with the White Sox player's nickname? What was the nickname? Was it the Samurai? Select the microphone. Was it what I called him? Samurai Jack? Samurai Zac? Bro. Now that's something to think about. Samurai Zac would be so, so cool. Tony, I'm coming, brother. That is the MLB Week 2 Clubhouse. That is what we do. That is who we are. We are Dobus PR. We are Dobus PR. Only 2 weeks into the season. I know I'm a little bit jumping the gun a little bit early on like the ERA and that kind of stuff and some teams. You can't win in April. You cannot win anything big in April, but you can absolutely lose big things in April. And the Angels are slowly but surely doing that to themselves. The Yankees are clearly the best team in baseball, though, moving forward, along with the Dodgers, who just seem absolutely impossible. But ladies and gentlemen, as we do every single day at the 45-minute mark in the hour one, the Power Hour, ladies and gentlemen, give it up, make it loud for Tony Casillas. Hey, Tony. What?
How you doing?
Hey, Tony, how are you?
I'm doing good. I'm parked by a Denny's and a Motel 6. I saw a couple of little toots walking by. I'm gonna check my back pocket, see how much cash you got.
Okay, were they pretty?
I'm talking about the pancakes.
Oh, okay, yeah. Yeah. Do you remember the 2468 menu at Denny's?
Yeah, was that Denny's or was that IHOP?
Denny's had the 2468 menu, and so they had like Unlimited pancakes were $4. The short stack was $2. Cup of coffee was $2. Me and my buddies would just like go to Denny's and we'd get unlimited pancakes and a cup of coffee for $6 and just spend like 3 hours inside of a Denny's. It was awesome. But that would be like $150 nowadays. Story? Dude, we have some sad Denny's stories.
Sad Denny's story.
So
It shouldn't have been sad. This was a couple years ago on my birthday, and we went out like drinking the night before, and I woke up and I was feeling pretty good, and I was like, oh shit, at Denny's they give you like free breakfast. So my buddies were still sleeping, so I just get in my car, drive to Denny's. I order the Grand Slam or whatever that's free, the pancakes, and I was like, oh, this is free by the way, it's my birthday. And the lady looks at my ID and she goes, and you have nobody to eat with you?
Oh.
And I just go, oh, no, my friends are sleeping. And she goes, it's okay, honey. I'll make myself a plate too, and I'll have breakfast with you. And I was like, I do not want this.
No, she was just trying to go on a date with you.
She sat at my table with a plate. Yeah.
She was just trying to rizz you up.
Hit
it. Did you hit?
Ask me if I hit it.
Yeah.
I hit.
Okay. Happy birthday, Tony Casillas. What age birthday was that? How old were you turning?
College, probably 22, 21.
Did you, for your 21st, did you do anything crazy for your 21st birthday? Because for me, I was the first one of my friends to turn 21, so there wasn't a whole lot to do. You know what I mean?
Yeah, you don't want to just go out by yourself. You're like, hey, guys, can you drop me off at a bar real quick?
No, but that did start happening quickly.
Really?
Well, I mean, the funny part was in college,
Did you just ask your younger friends?
Go for it.
No, go. So you would just ask your younger friends to like drive you to bars, and then you'd be like, "Bye, I'll see you in a couple hours."
No, by quickly I mean like when I went to school in Boston, I was 23, and so there were like so when I got to Boston, I didn't really have like any friends. It was like a whole new school, and so I would like every once in a while go to like Bleacher Bar, which is like in the wall of Fenway Park, so you can see into the stadium from this cool. Like. It's so cool. And so I just go there and like roll up solo. But you know, you're like, dude, going to a bar alone is horrible. It's so sad. And then I'm like, dude, this is so fun. I don't have to talk to anybody. I can put my headphones in. It's great.
It depends on the bar. Like a divey bar, a sports bar, yeah, you can go solo. But if they're playing like Pitbull and people are dancing and you're just alone, that's sad.
No, yeah, Pitbull alone at a bar is like the worst thing to be hearing.
I hear that's how they tortured like Osama bin Laden
with Pitbull.
Put him in a bar, played Pit. Yeah,
dude,
with a real Pitbull and the singer.
Speaking of torture, Ori the Cat and XD want us to let you know we did successfully destroy the Long Island Boys. We did it.
Yeah, what happened?
I don't know. I just ignored them. It worked. There is one of them though that shows up to the TikTok live every single day and is now like become a fan. And then the dude who was the original perpetrator, Andrew Rizzi, he shows up every single day in Twitch and is like, he just says like, "What's up, guys?" And then Oreo's like, "Get out of here!" Like screams at him, and he's like, "Whoa!" It's so funny. But yeah, we did destroy them. Tony,
I love that you
go.
I love that you got the rest of the chat to bully these kids. That's fantastic.
Dude, they were just as mad as me. They're like, "Hey, we're trying to watch Zach talk sports. We're trying to call in. We're trying to talk ball and hang out." The hard part is, since it's coming from the phone lines, every single phone call I'm nervous to take. So I'll answer. I'm like, "What? What's up? What? And it's like some 9-year-old kid like, what's wrong?" Just screaming.
Do you think Wemby's actually really tall?
Dude, the funny part is because on TikTok I say like, "Give me a hot take," and so these kids will call in and it's like, I'm like, "What's up, brother? What do you want to talk about today?" Super fast. He's like, I don't know. And I'm like, "Hey, how about you call back in once you have like a hot take for me?" And then you're like, "Okay, bet." And then 5 minutes later they'll call in and they're like, "LeBron is not as good as Shea." Like, okay. All right, cool. Let's talk about it. It's really good. But Tony, we missed you last week.
I have a hot take for you.
Yeah, let's do that, and then we'll ask about your week. I'm gonna poke and prod.
I think Burger King's better if you eat it up your butt.
Yeah, if you put it in the microwave before, it's a lot better.
But yeah, I missed you last week too. Sorry about that.
It's
Going
all
through
good.
Some life stuff.
Tony, on most shows, they'd be like, you know what? You were going through some personal stuff. We're not going to talk about it on the show. That's not me. I'm poking, I'm prodding. I'm getting into your personal business. What happened last week?
Oh, me and my girlfriend broke up, which is such a
Bro.
sad sentence to say when you're 31. I don't have a girlfriend anymore. Like, dude, what, can I ask you something? Like, did your parents marry like early?
They were like 30 and 33-ish. They were later.
Later, but yeah, but still, they got like, I'm 31 and I'm just like, I don't have a girlfriend. My grandpa had like PTSD by the time he was 31, brother. I can't even get a girlfriend.
Yeah, my grandpa had real life issues that he had to seek therapy for.
Yeah, he had to get a wife. Did they like each other? No, but he had a wife to come home to, you know?
He at least had someone to scream at.
Because I don't, have you ever, because it was like a mutual thing, right? Where it's like, have you ever like broken up with someone at like a restaurant? Or gotten dumped at a restaurant?
I've never done it at a restaurant. I've always like, when I want to break up with a girl, I plant seeds for like 3 or 4 weeks. And they're like, why have you been so distant recently? And I'm like, you know.
See, that was the thing. I think we both were planting seeds. It was kind of, it was good, but we both planting seeds. It was like a good mutual breakup. We're still friends, but like we met up for lunch, and it was like, we're laughing at first, and then, you know, we're starting to broach the subject, and she's getting teary-eyed, I'm getting teary-eyed, and then every few minutes a waiter comes. Is everything okay? Hey, is everything okay? And I'm like, yeah, could you get like ranch and can you still make her love me? Like, what am I supposed to, you know what I mean?
Actually, I ordered this medium well. This is medium rare.
I'm not hungry anymore. I'm actually not hungry anymore.
They're like, would you like a box? Dude, I mean, obviously from your perspective, that sucks. Like the waiter coming up to you. What about for the waiter though? They're sitting in the back like, oh gosh, I don't want to have to ask them if they need refills.
No, he loves it. Because he probably loves it. He goes, look at this fucking guy crying. Look at him, you know? Look at this. Or maybe the waiter is like, is he crying about his food? Is that fat guy crying? Like, is he so fat that every time he takes a bite?
Dude, that guy's so hungry he's crying.
But I didn't cry at the restaurant. I'm proud of myself. I didn't cry at the restaurant. I held it in because I don't like crying in front of waiters because I don't have a lot of money or power. I don't have a lot of money or power, but when I'm at a restaurant, it's the one time I feel like I have power.
Yeah.
I read this in a book. You don't cry in front of the help. You don't want to show them that you're weak. So we held it in, but it was funny. We're getting teary-eyed. The waiter kept coming. We were laughing about it, blah, blah, blah. And then we drove off from the restaurant. She got in her car, I got my car. And I drove downtown and I parked. And I was like, I put on John Mayer like a dumbass.
Yeah,
so now I'm
yeah.
I'm just sad.
Yeah.
And I parked my car, and honestly, on the way there, I started bawling. So I'm bawling. I parked my car. I'm still crying. And I'm just like, oh, fucking shit, man. You know, just going through it, getting all the emotions out. And then there's like a knock on my window. And I look over, and it's like a homeless guy, half naked. And he's like, hey, man, you got any cash?
Yeah. And
I go like this. And he sees me, just tears, and he just goes, man, you're going through something. I'm good. And he just walks off.
You crack the window down and say no to him, and it's like, daughters, be good to your mothers too.
Your body is a wonderland.
Your body is a wonderland.
How can I help you? And he just looked at me. He's like, you're good, man. And I just saw him walk and then yell at a white woman.
Hey! Dude, that's crazy.
So I think I'm going to start putting teardrops in my car. Anytime, like, I'm in Austin.
Yeah, fake tears?
It's just fake tears.
Well, that could be, like, because you're an actor yourself. You're actually a very talented actor.
Thanks.
So close to a big break. But when they're like, hey, can you cry on command? You're like, dude, I've been practicing. It's my defense mechanism against the vagabonds of Austin.
I cry every time I see a homeless person. Oh, that's so empathetic of you. Oh, it's not. It's so I don't have to give them money.
Tony, you are a comedian, and every great comedian takes their pain, internalizes it, bottles it up, and then turns it into comedy. Have you made or written jokes yet off of this breakup?
Cause that the ranch the waiter thing. I was like because I don't really sit down and write. I just think about it,
Sure.
and I was like, that is so funny. The idea of a waiter keep coming and you're just like, oh no food.
Super
Can I go
funny.
to a ranch and can you still make me love her? You know,
Yeah.
it's like just talk about that and.
Do you on have you on the day of, did you like go up and do a mic or anything like that and like let the emotion ring through?
I like to give it a day. I go one day without going up, just feel the emotions, talk through it, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
And then the next day I think is better. Because I think if you go up right away, it can get a little muddy. And also I don't want to cry on stage or something. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I was still feeling it because the thing is I also decided like not to drink. Like because usually I like that if I get sad, I like to throw a couple drinks down the gullet.
You're human.
And I was just like, man, let's just power through this and actually feel the emotions for like 2-3 days. So I did it, and after 2 days, I was like, let's just keep going. So I'm like 8 days in now, which is cool.
Dude, congratulations, 8 days of sobriety. That is absolutely awesome. Tony, have you ever seen a comedian cry on stage? Because I know famously, like, Dave Chappelle popped in at the Comedy Store after Bob Saget's funeral, and that was quite emotional. I remember hearing that stuff. But have you ever seen, like, a comedian cry on stage?
Yeah, my buddy Kyle in Dallas, his dad had passed. And he came to the mic like a few days after the funeral, and he just went on stage and told a story. And then at the end, he's like, "I miss you, Pa," and then broke down. It was like beautiful. It was like a beautiful moment. The crowd loved it. It was like it was very cool.
That is cool. It's just dope that like your art can be something that induces humor and good times, and then also can be introspective. Tony.
Yeah.
Awesome. We're so glad that you're back on the show. Is there anything you wanted to say to the people before we say goodbye to you?
Honestly, I feel like the show is not as good without the Long Island boys. So I'm here to say, hey, Long Island boys, if you're listening, come back and come back stronger.
Say it. Hard R.
Come back, DM me, and I'll start pranking Zac with y'all. I will become the kingpin of the Long Island boys, and we're gonna tear the show down.
Yeah, we're gonna destroy it from the inside out. Tony, I love you, brother. Thank you for sharing and being vulnerable with us. We'll see you again Wednesday.
Love you too, and see you Wednesday. And bye.
Bye, Tony. Guys, that was Tony Casillas, the man himself, the legend, going over his epic breakup with all of us. Do we really think that she broke up with him? Do we really think that he broke up with her? We're gonna decide that on our own and let that one sit. But the idea of Tony crying at the restaurant but still needing more ranch is something I will probably never forget, because no matter how sad you are, you will always need more ranch. This has been the TBWZ Power Hour featuring Tony Casillas. We're gonna be back in 5 whole